idea how to make a chicken coop out of an existing shed. What I did was I made a wire door that fills in the frame so that in the daytime I can just open up the shed door and open this up so they have air and other predators or whatever can't get in and steal their eggs or mess with the chickens. And at night I close the shed door to keep them secure. It had two windows. Eventually I'm going to put wire over that one. It still has a glass. I can open up and have the screen when the weather's warmer. And this window, I decided, it was just an opening. I decided to go ahead and put some wire to close it off. That way they can have fresh air all the time. I don't have to worry about if I close up the coop, they would not have any air. This window, I just took it out completely and put up a door and a ramp. It is a little bit high. I may have to make some adjustment to that, so I had to put it on a basket because it was just a little too steep. I think I would have preferred a lower door, which I could still do. This was a workshop shed, so it already had two existing shelves for tools and whatnot. And what I did is converted them into nesting boxes. These are the same nesting boxes that I made for my last coop, my hit video building a chicken coop on a limited budget. This one didn't cost me anything. When I moved into this place, it already had the shed. All I had to do was convert it. I put some 2x4s up for a roost there, and a roost up there, and a roost there. Now I really like the roost on this side because there's nothing below, so all the droppings just fall to the floor. I don't like having a roost above this area here because it just gets messy. So I put hay down, so it's a whole lot easier to just scoop everything off. I just throw it on the floor and it just piles up after a while. Just throw more hay on it, and eventually it'll wind up outdoors. Could be used in the garden, or it just might wind up in a burn pile. Now what I've noticed is they don't always use every box. For some reason they don't use these boxes in the middle. Their favorite boxes happen to be this box right here, which is convenient to the door. You can see that somebody has used that box, but this box and that box is the popular boxes. For a while they was using that one on the very end. And I also store, this is my chicken cages, which is actually served as my brooder. And when my chicks were just young, I took this Rubbermaid container and I cut off the top, and I used some metal strapping and screws to attach this wire top. And this was the first home of my chickens. That was the brooder. Now it's a chicken jail. So whenever one chicken decides to get really mean and peck at another, it goes in there, and that's a cat box. It also, you know, I should check that for eggs every once in a while. Somebody did make a nest in there. How funny. But one time I had to lock up two chickens because they were being very mean and pluck the feathers out of one chicken. I keep my bucket of grain underneath because if I leave it out, they will poop on it. Here's a grain feeder attached to the ceiling. Screws to hang my working gloves and my little scraper and my, used to be snow shovel, but we don't get snow down here, so, and also a broom. So I have all my tools handy, and they're hanging up so they don't get in the way of the chickens. overall, it's a pretty big coop. They have plenty of space, and it meets their needs. And we made this place to keep the hay so they don't get into it. Just a little storage area, because otherwise they'd get into it and lay their eggs on top of the hay. That's why I can keep the hay clean. And when it's time to clean out, I could just throw hay on the mess, scrape the junk onto the floor, and throw more hay on top, and periodically clean the whole thing out. Two ladies sitting, doing their duty. Here's their water container, which is sitting on a water heater that I use during cold temperatures. It plugs in, and it intermittently turns on and off, which prevents the water from freezing. So that worked really good. But it's springtime, so I'm going to take that out of here because I no longer need it. I occasionally have to hose out to this area here because it gets kind of yucky. They drop hay and sometimes grain into it. It gets a little messy. But this is a great little water keeper. I think it holds about 3 gallons. Scratching up bugs and worms and crickets. When the sun starts to set, they know to just all come wandering back to the coop. I don't even have to tell them. They like to be in their beds before the sun goes down. They pretty much hang around the house. I just have to make sure they don't go into my neighbor's yard and dig up her flower beds. That will not make her very happy. I'll look for anything green or any live bug. And if I do want to rally them around the house, I just bring out a treat. And they hear my voice and I start calling them, they all come running. They're so cute when they run. So I lock them up at night and let them out as early as I can in the morning. Usually just about this time the sun comes up. Before I had a half a door, but then when I realized there are times that I wanted to have them pinned up, I decided a full door was best. But okay, you got something to say? On stormy days, windy, very cold, windy days, I might sometimes just shut the outside door for the day and just leave the little access window open for them to come in or out. And they go out in the rain and snow. They don't seem to mind the cold too much. But I just want to make sure they have dry shelter. And really just a few 2x4s and some wire. I didn't have to put any money into this coop when we moved from the old coop. So that works out pretty good. Okay, somebody's making an announcement. She's got an egg to lay. And she's trying to decide which location to go.